Alright, we're moving up through the fall here. You see all these tiny rocks and branches and stuff like that that are all covered in moss. Yeah, they're all pretty, yeah, they're all nice. One of the reasons I'm trying not to disturb them is because that's actually erosion. That's actually loose fall. No, I didn't speed up the video. I just started talking faster because I realized that I've been saying the same things and not explaining myself. You see, a good bit of the erosion that happens is the very, very small rocks are easily dislodged. Once one of the larger ones moves, then it takes a good bit with it. Alright. Let's get on by. I think I'm going to go back this direction here. I want to try and stay close to the border. If I keep going that way, I'll end up in clearing right over top of that edge right there. Well, you know what? I didn't get clearing one footage. I'll need that for the other channel. Because the rocks under here are so jagged. That's why I don't have trails over here. This hillside, is very unstable. There's one of the 6 deer stands that's here. That already has snow on the cushion. You can see it, it's right there. This is clearing here. Can't really see anything from this spot. I'm going to have to move back. Do not see any evidence of recent activity. I'm leaving a little trail. Barely. Anyway, this is clearing right here ahead of me. You can see that the trail that comes up to it. We've pointed at it before from the other side of the trail there. Another rock crevice is opened over top of the cave system up here. Interesting. Today's not the day I'm going to be investigating that, but I will come back for that. Okay. As you can see, this deer stand's been here for years. Still in reasonably good condition. I don't see anything placed in it. And it's still attached well, so it can still be used. Pretty sure that's the kind that holds up to like 300 pounds, so even I can get in it. Alright, you can't hardly see descent from here. That's it right there. Going down on the other side. I'm just going to walk through. I don't think that's true. I can't remember which ones those are off the top of my head. Alright. This is clearing. It needs a little bit of TLC here too. Unfortunately, it looks like there's some bit of erosion around the edge that leads to the creek. A little bit. Not a whole lot. There's one of the big trees. And as soon as I get my little stand to be able to set up the camera, I'll be able to set up the camera and then go stand in front of it for perspective. You can understand what we're dealing with. I'm trying to, no, I'm not going to walk all the way over there. I'm going to go around this way. Okay. Look at the size of the vine on this sucker. That is just ridiculous. I wear size 11 gloves. The vine is almost wider than my hand. Technically, I'm pretty sure that is wider than my hand. It's definitely bigger around on my wrist, forearm, elbow, for sure. This guy. There's a perspective. That's probably 55 inches around at chest level. Maybe a little more. I have to measure. Big. That is a big one. Alright. You can see the bowl depression that's eroded from the side around there where those two big boulders are exposed. I forget how hard it is to see on this sometimes. I have the ability to zoom way in. I'm not sure if I'm doing myself a service by having this ultra wide view angle. I know it's taking up an awful lot of video space. If I back it back down to just wide angle, that might change things about a little bit. Give me a little bit different depth perspective. I'm going to try that. See what that video. Alright, we're in wide angle instead of ultra wide, and yeah, for sure, I can definitely get a much better perspective. You can see things much more at a regular, not fisheye. It seems to do the spin a little better too. I gotta move slower. There we go. That's better. Alright. We're in. Oh my, the phone is dripping. I should take care of that. Pause. Alright, that's better. Okay, we're going back the way we came. We're going back up the sides here. Like I said, this leaf litter is so slippery, so if I fall and bust my rear end, have a good chuckle. You can rewind back to that point and be like, Billy Goat, you are not. There is definitely a trail now, but I can definitely see rooting. Now that's from last season. That's the last time I know of that the pigs were over here. Here in the winter, I've seen no activity. Well, see that hole I was talking about? It's just erosion. That tree came down in through the crack of the rocks. And it's blocking the way. Some of these have fallen recently. Some of these have fallen recently. I'm going to investigate to find out the cause. It looks like that smaller one pointing directly at me was taken out by the larger one when it came down. Up, up, up. Every day's leg day. Oh yeah. Our big guy here, totally dead. You can see because he's covered in the mushrooms all the way to the top. First indicator. This guy here, unfortunate bystander. It's an interesting little overhang right over there. You can actually see light through it. Alright, well, you see what happened here. Let me get past these guys. Oops. Wow, that tree's so dead when I stepped over it, bark was falling off. Alright. Here we go. There's our larger rocks. You can see the trail that was on just a minute ago. Shouldn't say trail. That's flat spot. Alright, clearly you can see something came down here. It's a fairly straight line. Solid chance it is deer movement, although there are several other larger critters in this area, and deer is the most prevalent. Alright, this is going to be very slippery. Oh wow, I can just see the edge of the stump of one of the really big ones that came down. That must have been one of the ones we heard in the windstorm a while back. Alright, straight up we freaking go. Wow, yeah, big guy. Jumping uphill from rock to rock. I'm not 20 years old anymore. Uphill we go. Look at the size of that stump. Damn. That definitely got torn down in the wind. Well, can't say if there was any root rot or not. It's been too long. But from here, look at the size of the hole. That's taller than me. Oh look, this one's dead too. Step on a branch and slid. Alright. Yeah. That looks like root rot to me. All that black along the edge of the roots. That's a big old tree. It hasn't been down so long I can't use it for something. If I can only get to it. That. Oh wow, look out. They took out that great big one over there. That is the biggest concern with bringing down a lot of these guys. Man, look at this cat over here. It's got moss all the way to the top. Usually a pretty good indicator it's dead. All those burls all the way up across the top either also means that the branches have been broken off repeatedly. while it was still growing. I'm not sure if it still is now or not. I shouldn't say that it's healthy. It's definitely on the way down, not on the way up. Just how alive. Alright. This part of the rock face is considerably more stable than the one below us, as you can see evidenced here along this ridge. There is no exposed rock lip where you see most of the erosion in the other areas of the farm. You know, I'm gonna head this direction to the border, which is a good bit back this way now. But I'm also going to head that on top. We'll see if we can get to our access road. On this trip. Not sure if we will or not. I have no idea what I'm going to run into up here. Wow. That one's almost as big as the one on the ground. The one right next to it. That one's showing signs of cracking though. That's a red oak. That's a chestnut. That big one over there is a white. All different kinds of oaks. You see, the reason we get a lot of that kind of damage on this base here, that's usually caused from disease and or nutrient deficiency in the soil. And as we have seen evidenced in the soil, not the most lovely. Okay, let's continue moving. You can see up here, there is evidence of logging at some point. You know, if this is the old logging, I'd have to say probably. Them stumps is old. Old. Unless someone just at some point came out here and helped themselves. That seems to also be a trend. Okay, here's wind damage, much more recent. Now, that oak's definitely seen better days. Top is dead. Judging from the wind damage to the bark at the bottom, I'm thinking the whole thing is dead. When it comes down, it's going to put those three guys we just looked at in jeopardy. So, that's one of those things that can be on the land management list. There's a hole in the back too. That guy fell down. Alright, this is the smoother part of the hillside. This is the lowest of all 5 peaks at Deepwood Glade. We are not to it quite yet. Alright, there's the trail. Fresh trail of disturbed leaves. Head end east to west along the cart trail. You can see the cart trail here, the little depression about 3 foot wide. About 3 foot wide, 3.5 foot. From the old farmstead. I say farmstead, homestead. It's listed as farmstead on the old county maps. I know all of us nowadays would say homestead, but Alright, I think I'm going to pause the video here again, double check my boundary map, find out how far off I am, to point out more damage. I shouldn't say damage, not damage, please excuse me. I don't mean to be so negatively connotated. I apologize. That is a very dead, what looks to be ash. I'm almost positive that is yellow ash that has been taken apart by ash borer beetle. Now I have some experience with that, even though I can barely speak after having charged up the mountain. I actually saved an ash tree in Ohio years back by basically cutting it in half and taking out the beetles with witch hazel and everything you can think of. I think I may have actually sprayed some with, what do they call that? The spray glue, the 3M spray glue, the stuff that's freaking biodegradable. Yeah, I totally sprayed one of the holes closed that day. I saw one actually pushing, well, several I imagine, pushing dust out of the tree, so I spritzed him. I did. Worked. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do that pause. Back in a second.